everybody, it's me, Zach, and welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, hi, hello, it's me, Zach. Hi, welcome to me. Hi, hey. So, yesterday I did in fact film a reaction to the Texas vlog number 8 where her and Remy went on the most romantic of dates to the axolotl breeder, and also where she went to eat Texas barbecue and she edited out her eating messy ass sandwiches but didn't edit out the part where she had like sauce all over her face. So if you didn't catch that already, because I think I'm gonna try to upload this the same day.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellie.
I do think I'm gonna try to upload this the same day. So if you haven't already watched that video today, make sure to go back and check it out, because I just was real busy yesterday and I didn't get a chance to record it and get it all uploaded. I was having some issues with the files on my computer and whatever. Besides the point, it was up this morning and now I'm doing another additional video because I heard, and by I heard I mean was tagged, was DM'd, was this, that, the other, that Rosie was particularly Zach-phobic yesterday in her live stream, which is funny because I was actually watching that live stream at one point while I was like trying to get all of my videos and files and stuff to export and upload and things like that. I was getting really frustrated with it and I was like, what better way to lighten the mood than to turn on some Rosie Lynn Reed? So I actually caught like the beginning. Well, I don't know if it was the beginning or not. I caught the part of her live stream where she was attempting to apologize. I don't know if I would call it an apology. Attempting to explain visiting the axolotl planet stuff situation type of deal. That's the part I caught of it, and then I did have to leave to go to a therapy appointment, and I started a new sewing class yesterday. So, you know, if you're somebody who thinks that, like, I just eat, sleep, and breathe Girl World and Rosie and Amberlynn, this, that, the other, nah, girl, I'm always gonna prioritize the stuff I want to do first. But now I have the time. And I do want to talk briefly about the axolotl experience, and then we're going to react specifically to the part of her stream where she talks about reaction channels, which then, to my understanding, transitions into just like 10, 13 minutes, 15 minutes. I saw a tweet that said 13 minutes. That's why that number jumped out of her just talking about me, which is fine. How many videos have I made talking about her, right? But this is, in fact, the girl that says that, you know, she no longer cares about Girl World. She wants to be separated from it, which, by the way, the TikToker named Gabe that covers Amberlynn on his TikTok, and he talks a lot about Amberlynn, and Rosie has continued watching him and leaving comments and things like that. He made a whole entire TikTok about how he blocked her on TikTok so that, in his words, she couldn't make him her next Zachary Michael, which I did think was funny.
You know, I'm hoping that she learned her lesson with Zachary Michael. And you know how she was telling Zachary Michael, like, you can't try and make me your next Amberlynn. Like, Zach is trying to make me the next Amberlynn. Don't try and make me your next Zachary Michael, Rosie. It's not going to happen.
I did think was funny, because she's always saying that I'm trying to make her my next Amberlynn Reed. And I do think she was looking for another reactor to become super parasocial with and then get mad. Because she did it to me. She did it to the other Zach, the Australian Zach, Pulpy Syntax. And, you know, it was just a matter of time before she was going to do it to Gabe. So I'm glad Gabe got ahead of that. Anyways, let's talk about the axolotl stuff just real quick because, and I'm not going to do the reaction to it because, like I said, I have watched that part. I haven't watched the part about me or reaction channels. But the axolotl stuff was just so fascinating because you could tell, and listen, it's always okay. It's always okay to, like, change your mind and change your opinion once you get new information, right? Like, it's totally fine to get information from people on the internet and be like, wow, yeah, maybe I made a mistake. In fact, I think more people should do that, right? And to that extent, like, I feel like maybe a little bit that's what Rosie was trying to do, except for the fact that her whole part of talking about this was like, no, guys, what you didn't see is that I actually was kind of hesitant once we got there. It seemed kind of concerning to me how these axolotls were living and were in these tanks and things like that. I just didn't include it because I was feeling uncertain. It was a bad pain day.
I want to talk about Axolotl Planet for a second. I got like a lot of shit for that. I want to start at the top by saying we didn't spend a dime when we went to Axolotl. We did a good amount of research and we were looking into different things, and we happened to see there was, within very easy driving distance, what I thought was going to be like an axolotl pet store. That was my impression. And in the research, if you actually look up the company, they have a very positive reputation online. The only like negative feedback anybody had is that they're not with the axolotl hets, which is essentially the heritage line of an axolotl, which can be a huge red flag and an indicator of potentially getting an unhealthy axolotl. However, almost the majority, if not almost all, of the axolotls that are purchased are healthy. So I had no idea what I was walking into. Honest to God. I was surprised by the lack of enrichment. As I was walking around, I was like trying to like think about it and like figure it out. As someone who is in the process of learning, is not an expert on axolotls, doesn't know a lot just from some general research, because that was one of our first steps in the process, was going to Axolotl Planet. I agree with the fact that I thought it was weird that they didn't have like enrichment in the tanks and that everything looked so barren. And in the moment, what I thought to myself was like, well, you know, they're the experts. Like, I don't know what this is. I guess this is less of a pet store and just more of like a storage warehouse for the axolotls. And as I said in the vlog, like the whole back wall was already sold. I even like, before I went live again, I even double checked because I thought I was going crazy. Like, Axolotl Planet has like a 4.8 star rating. Like, there's no accusations of them being breeders or the equivalent of a puppy mill for axolotls. Like, all this shit that was going on in my comments, right? And I know I get a lot of shit just because I breathe it on me, but like at the end of the day, like, I didn't spend any money there, and and the website looks really legit too. Exactly. That's what the one thing I wish I had done differently is I threw out a half-hearted, like, check them out if you're in the area comment, and I wish I had the foresight to edit that part out, because that's a part of my contribution to that scenario that I feel like probably wasn't for the best. People giving you shit are probably the same people that don't question where the fast food meat comes from. But my point is, like, he and I are not planning on moving forward with getting an axolotl for like a hot minute, because like we still have more research to do and we still have more to learn, and like chillers are expensive, so it's just going to be like a thing of making sure that he has most of the setup that he needs already, but just making sure that he gets the right kind of stuff. And because there was not a single post anywhere about this place being dilapidated or like, honest to God, like, and maybe if you dig harder than I did and you find it, like, let me know. They literally pop up as the first link if you Google ethical axolotl breeder. So anyone would be fooled unless they walked in, sadly. And they do seem to ship them out mostly. Yeah, and they're only open 3 days a week for about 5 hours, which I thought was also odd. So I just would like to state that, like, I was surprised, but I also was going in and operating around the function of, like, I'm not the expert. I'm deferring to people who are supposedly experts. And there maybe were some questions I could have asked if I had thought to ask them. But also, guys, like, as I saw on the vlog, it was a high pain day. And I was just not really interested in like getting into the super nitty gritty of it, because we weren't planning to buy anything anyway. And it was meant to be educational, and I just wanted to go see some axolotls. Like, oh, they're cute, they're fun. Like, that was the thought process. So as someone who very, very vehemently loves and adores animals, I take that kind of stuff seriously. And I just feel like if you're not going and looking up like, and verifying your claims, comparing them to a puppy mill is wild. That's wild. Like, I think that they're a small business, and like, I didn't want to be disrespectful towards a small business as someone who can fully claim that I'm not an expert and I don't know these things.
And that's the part I take issue with, because girl, let's just be very clear. If that's really how you were feeling, you should have included that in the video. But I also think that is revisionist history. Now that people are saying like, ooh, that place looks shady. It doesn't look like they're taking care of their axolotls well. Because let's just be clear, in the original vlog, you say, this place is cool.
Hello.
This place is cool. Well, I wasn't what I was expecting. I thought I was gonna expect more like it's just a storage space for the axolotls.
Yeah.
You, in this live stream, sat and talked about how much alleged research you did. And you still seem really uninformed, because a person, a YouTube channel called Diary of a Recovering Fatty, informed me of a community tab post that she shared, where she shared a link directly from a blog posted by Axolotl Planet, the specific place she went to. And even on their own website, it says that their appropriate housing for axolotls should include hides and enrichment, caves, PVC, plants that show the breeders understand stress reduction. Those tanks had nothing in it. Nothing in it.
As a very quick note, I will say there are many differing opinions in my comment section of the video where I reacted to the vlog, of people giving differing opinions about what is and isn't acceptable for axolotls. Much like Rosie, I'm not an expert here. I'm doing the best with what I have. I think maybe the larger point here is still that Rosie is doing this revisionist history kind of a thing, where now that she's gotten the feedback, she's trying to say that the whole time she was skeptical of it. Although if you watch the vlog, it didn't seem like she was really all that skeptical to begin with.
And on top of that, your man, Remington Bolt Action Rifle III, left with his card, left with the business owner's card to get more information later. None of that vlog seemed like you were in any kind of way concerned about what was going on there. And again, it's fine if after the fact you get more information and you're like, wow, yeah. Y'all are right. Y'all are right to be concerned. And in hindsight, looking back, like, I should have been more concerned. But to sit here and pretend like you were concerned in the first place is goofy bananas. Okay? Not to mention the fact that you were so excited. You were so excited about Axolotl Planet. You mentioned this trip to Axolotl Planet multiple times since returning from Texas. You mentioned it when Remy himself sent you a Axolotl plushie.
Wait, is this what I think it is? Wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's what I think it is! Oh my god! Shut up! Oh, it's so cute! Shut up! It's a sunflower axolotl! Shut up! Okay, this will make more sense when you see the vlogs on why I'm so excited. Okay, fuck it, I'll just tell y'all. We went to a place called Axolotl Planet to look at axolotls. And I got him his own stuffed axolotl. You'll see it all in the footage. So cute! Okay, hold on, I gotta take it out of the tissue paper.
And you had all the time in the world to reflect on this. And even, let's say, even if you did start feeling that way and you're like, ooh, maybe I should have included that, you fully already edited that video once, the video of the vlog once, to include the updates about why you were no longer going to be censoring Remy's face. You could have easily, if you were really feeling that way in the moment, you could have recorded a new clip and said, hey, in hindsight, I'm looking back at some of this footage and it doesn't look great. I don't know that I trust this place. But you wanted to stand 10 toes down, you wanted to stand on business, and you were loving that place. You were loving that place until you posted that vlog and people started giving you feedback. I think the more appropriate way to accept feedback that maybe changes your views on the situation would be to say, hey, thank you so much for your concerns about this place that I went to in this vlog. I absolutely see where you all are coming from. I hadn't considered it before. Thanks so much for informing me, and I'll be more thoughtful in the future. Easy peasy. But anyways, just as a reminder, this is the girly that ran with some Reddit speculation that I neglect my dog, and she's so concerned about me neglecting my sweet, darling angel Posefina. And yeah, she loves animals, you guys. She really, really cares about them. So anyways, I have her live stream from yesterday. It was called Organizing My Pantry Vibes, in case you want to go find it on her channel. I have it pulled up to about the 2-hour mark. I will say my moderator that screened this for me did give me a timestamp a little bit later where she does specifically start talking about me. But I scrolled back just a little bit, looked at the transcript to see that she started talking about reaction channels around this time in general. And I feel like that's going to help with some of the context for why she even starts talking about me to begin with. If it feels like there's a little bit of extra nonsense that isn't relevant, I apologize. I just want to make sure in terms of like getting the full context I understand. And from what I understand, like, this really is the only part where she talks about me. It wasn't like somebody was talking about me earlier in the stream or things like that. But happy to go back and check other things out if people think I missed something.
Seen How to Train Your Dragon. We watched that and he was obsessed with it. Honestly, I think the fair reaction channels want you to succeed. Which ones are those? Because I don't think those exist anymore.
That comes from Puffin_Iron_Wolf in the in the chat. That was a message from them. Her face.
Or they're ones I might not know about. Because the ones I know about suck. Suck.
She's so mad. She's so mad. Oh,
there's some that have popped up that I know cover me.
Uh-huh.
I know nothing about them, and I want to stay that way.
She knows that there's some that have popped up, but she doesn't know anything about them, just that they popped up. Just that they popped up. Of course. Yeah. Duh.
So, and you know what? If they're not interfering with me and they're not sending their audience to me, cool. Do you, boo. I don't care. But it's the ones that, like, pick at me and start shit and, like, are excessive that bother me. Those are the ones that bother me.
Uh-huh. And who are those? And who are those, Rosie? Name them. Name them. Because as far as I know, as far as based on what you have said once upon a time, is that you don't even pay attention to the people that are talking about you. So what do you mean? And it's like interesting that she's somehow able to differentiate between the different reaction channels who do the different types of things, even though she allegedly doesn't keep up with any of them or any of us or has anything to do with them.
I know nothing about her. I'm gonna go ahead and delete it though, because reaction channels don't get free promo in my chat. I won't block you for it. I'm not gonna block you. That's crazy, but I'm not gonna keep that.
Oh, so somebody in the chat. I do have the chat pulled up, by the way, but you can't see this message anyways because she deleted it. But it sounds like somebody in the chat talked about somebody, mentioned somebody, and this girlie and Rosie was like, "No, we're not giving free promo. we're not gonna give free promo." Which is kind of crazy because now the Poffin person said, okay, I'm sorry. So it seems like the Poffin person was just responding then to what Rosie had asked, which is, which reaction channels do you think are fair reaction channels? Okay, heaven forbid the person in the chat answer the question you asked, Rosie.
You're good. I think sometimes reaction channels devolve into being more critical of nonsense things, and then they just aren't helpful. You know, they don't care about being helpful. They care about making money. Be so for real, dude. None of them give a shit about helping anymore. And if you're not blocked, dude. I said you're good. When's the next live? I'm not sure. Probably. It might be tomorrow. I don't know. No promises.
I must say, when it comes to her point, when it comes to Miss Chantal Marie, when it comes to Amberlynn Reed, and honestly, when it comes to Rosie at this point, no, I'm not interested in helping any of them. No, I'm surely not. The time where I believed that any of these people that I cover on my channel, at least when it comes to the three of them, are capable of change, that passed a long time ago. I guess maybe longer for Chantal and Amberlynn because they've been in my repertoire for longer. But honestly, even for Rosie, my hopes that she would change as a person, she would change her behavior, those ended a long time ago. They did. And their bad behaviors, all three of them, I don't really care if they get better, if they make better choices in their life or not. I'm just here for entertainment purposes. So she is correct in that sense. I'm here to entertain you all. I no longer have any kind of... I think maybe early on in my career I thought, wow, maybe if Amberlynn would just listen to what I have to say, she would make changes. She would do things differently. But the time for all of that has come and gone. Now I'm just watching my shows, divas. And yes, part of my goal is that I have a business here that I'm running. It's called the Zachary Marie Factory. And I have a dog who's employed here who I have to pay wages to. I gotta pay myself. We got business to handle here, and that includes watching you and finding entertainment and entertaining the people who subscribe to my channel. So hi, hello. Thanks for being here. Welcome to me, Rosie.
Genuinely, I think some reaction channels years ago genuinely felt that way and believed that. Now they're just cogs in a machine to make money, and they nitpick and are desperate to create narratives and storylines of shit that's fucking ridiculous.
Desperate to create narratives and storylines. Let me just say, the only narrative and storyline I'm watching here is the one that you put on your channel. So let's start there. I, unlike Rosie, don't have to make up stories or retell stories or perpetuate stories about people I read in other places on the internet to talk about somebody, right? So Rosie can say we're creating narratives and stories. Rosie's quite literally the one that created a narrative and a story about me neglecting my dog and sharing about it on the internet. So how about that, diva? Who's really creating the narratives and the stories? I'm just sitting here to watch my little romance story. I just love a good rom-com, and you and Remy are delivering. That's what I'm here for, personally.
Yeah, I specifically said I didn't block you. I don't know if you heard me of it, but I'm just, again, I'm not, I delete that stuff because why on earth would I give free promo to people taking my content?
The gag is that she's about to give me free promo. The gag is that I know she mentions me by name. The gag.
Hey, Farron. So, I don't know. They also don't consider the audience that they cultivate. A lot of people in this audience are more hateful than they are. Clock that. And that's the thing is, none of them fucking own the fact that half the time the shit that they say, they'll be, oh, I'm just speculating, I'm just doing this. Yeah, well, the dumbass, well, not all of them, some of the dumbasses that watch you take that shit as fucking fact and then come to me in my DMs, come to me in my comments and start spewing shit that is not based in reality as if it's fact because they believe the creator that they themselves have a parasocial relationship with.
Oh, the parasocial relationship. Mind you, she wants to talk about the audience that people cultivate. Mind you, she was once a part of these audiences. She was cultivated. She was a part of it. She wants to separate herself from all of that as if she wasn't trying to be my number one fan and stand in my DMs. Please be so serious. And then she's talking about, oh, all these fans come to my DMs. Girl, were you not going to Amber Lynn's DMs, to Tommy's DMs, etc., based on the shit that you were reading and speculating about on the internet? I need you to be so for real. And again, maybe now with context, maybe with new life experience, etc., you've changed your mind about that. But you're acting like you're brand fucking new over here, diva.
And it's just like this vicious fucking cycle, you know? So, yeah, I respect that. I don't need yes men, believe it or not. That's not what I'm looking for. I just, again, for me, it's, if you wanna, I think I even said, like, I don't know names of specifics, so, that's why I just went ahead and deleted it once you clarified it. And some go IRL, which is scary. It's fucking terrifying. Yes, it is. That seems rough. As a creator, what do you find is most helpful to not get drawn into engaging with them? That's taken a lot of practice. I'm a very reactive person.
You are.
Nature.
Yeah.
That's something I've done a lot of therapy to work on, and believe it or not, I've gotten a lot better at. Like,
I believe it or not, I'm gonna go with not. I'm gonna go with not. I'm gonna go with that because, girl, you're getting ready to. You're getting ready to give me attention when I wasn't even asking for it. I'm just over here minding my business. I'm not trying to engage with you like that. You're about to respond to something I said or did. This is the same girly who every time something happens to her offline, she comes and gives that attention to it online. I assume every time. She's done it so many times. I would be in disbelief if I found out that there was something that happened to her offline and she didn't come and tell us about it, because it's happened so many times.
Actually have it. You can ask anyone that's known me from 10 years ago. Like, I've grown a lot as a person.
Sure. And who can you give me a name of anybody who knows you from 10 years ago? Because there are actually some people who were your friends, like Chris and Brittany, who have come out and said that you're not a great person. So who are these people I can talk to from 10 years ago that are going to vouch for how much you've changed and grown?
Changed a lot as a person, and I definitely still make mistakes, and I definitely have backslid. And so I can even specifically point to the years 2023 and 2025. Different things that happened in those years where I backslid and made mistakes, you know. But as much as they say acknowledging the drama is the problem, it's just as much them creating the space for those people who take shit too far.
Clock that tea. Oh, is she not going to say that?
And that's the thing is, when I've gotten quieter and they get bored, they get worse. Until I see something. It's exhausting. And it's unfair. It's just, it's cruel, it's unfair, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not.
Listen, just to be clear, what's interesting is I have a number of people that say that I'm too harsh on Rosie. There was just somebody that commented on one of my last Rosie, the video where she accidentally showed Remy's face, and I talked about that. Somebody commented on there and was like, I don't understand why you give Amber Lynn so many free passes, but you're so harsh to Rosie. And I was just like, that's so interesting to me because one, I haven't been giving Amber Lynn any free passes lately. She literally had a co-host who made threats to my life. So that is not somebody that I fuck with. She had nothing to say about that. I am not okay with Amber Lynn. So she can get fucked. But two, is like, I have absolutely come to Rosie's defense when it was necessary and when it was warranted. Again, let me repeat, the cam guy that harasses her and goes in real life with her all the time is a loser. He is a weirdo. And you can tell because anytime I ever bring him up in a video, he finds his way into the comments and says the weirdest shit. Because he's weird and he's a loser. And his whole online reality is shaped around hating Rosie. And it somehow has impacted his mental processing, and he's allowed it to ruin his life. Yeah, I agree. That is unacceptable, and I will absolutely defend Rosie in that situation. Does that mean that everything else Rosie does in her life is fine and dandy? No. I think I've also made it clear that I think Rosie's a real loser for a lot of different reasons, people used to hate when I talked about nuance, but it's nuanced, all right? Rosie can be the biggest loser in the history of losers, and she still doesn't deserve people intruding on her personal life and doing shit like that. That's just all there is to it, okay? It is not our responsibility as people on the internet who watch her to try to get some kind of vigilante justice because we think that she's deserving of being harassed and treated poorly. Can we sit here together and have a hee ha ha while she slow dances with Remy in Remy's kitchen and starts contemplating how she's gonna get 6 more bottles of ketchup from the Costco? Well, yes, we can. We can do a little bit of that. We can have a hee ha ha about that. But just to be clear, I have always been on the side of history of advocating for all of these people to stop doing weird-ass in real life stuff with Rosie, with Amber Lynn, with Chantal, and I stand on that. So just to be clear, I don't want there to be anything misconstrued here. I will say, Rosie has tried to imply in recent history that because of the DMs that she sent me, and I explained how she was trying to convince me to react to her, to interview her for my channel, to react to her friend, this, that, the other. A lot of people have talked about that as an example for her being a part of Girl World, and she has implied that because she did those things, that other people think it's okay for her to do all of this weird in real life stuff with her, but I don't have shit to do with that.
God, we need a new air fryer.
Wait, where did that come from? Oh gosh, maybe I forgot something she said before I started ranting there. But to come back from my rant and for her to be just God, we need a new air fryer. Chef's kiss.
I think that as long as you let it roll off you when you can, you've done your part, and that's about it. Yeah, my last members only live, someone sent pizza again, and I just kind of went, all right, okay, cool.
I don't know if you just let it roll off. I think that led to you being upset and ending the live stream shortly after, if I remember correctly. But
whatever. Just document. Yes, human being. Yeah. It did. That's what's so fucked up. It did slow down once I spoke up.
But did it slow down once you spoke up? Because you just talked about the pizza getting delivered to you during your last members only live stream, and that happened after you spoke up about it. So what do you mean it slowed down? Like, that doesn't, no, that, what?
And again, I still don't share everything. I was going live on Icelandic TikTok and was averaging about 100 plus viewers until people were showing up at my house. My info was leaked and I was hacked, so I quit. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. That's scary. Yeah.
So much of it just sitting in silence. This is probably why I should have taken, my mod did edit down a version. I just really didn't want to miss, I didn't want to miss any context. But Rosie does do a thing where she just sits in silence a lot, so bear with me.
I never accept the food. First of all, it's unpaid. Second, which is kind of the point. But second of all, even if it was paid, it would end up in the trash because I refuse to eat it. I would refuse to eat. I would never
Never.
in a million fucking years
Never.
eat food a troll sent to me. I'd starve first. Actually. I would never in a million fucking years.
Girl, listen, I saw parts of the pantry cleanup before this. There's no world in which you're gonna starve because you didn't eat a troll's food. So you got plenty of food in that pantry, Diva.
I have no idea what I'm doing for dinner. I think tonight might be a chicken nugget night.
Work. Work.
I'm like, just lazy.
That's why she needs a new air
I also
fryer.
have breakfast burritos in the freezer my mom made. I might use one of those tonight. I'm feeling very, like, unmotivated. And, I might feel better once I lay down for a little bit and my pain lowers some because the pain threshold's really high in this particular moment. I'm just trying to not think about it.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I think the most recent one was macaroni and cheese. Which half the time, honestly, I don't even look at the receipt. I just was looking at it when I was documenting it, and I was like, oh, and I read the... There's a certain...
I totally don't look at it usually. Half the time I don't look at it, but I can tell you it was macaroni and cheese this time. Why is everything that she says like a qualifier of like, I need you to know I don't do this, but actually I did it this one time. Like, you can't trust the word that comes out of this girlie's mouth.
Thing they do that lets me know, I know who it was based on the note on the order, so...
Oh, so you do look. You look at the note on the order. You look at what's up. So you do look.
I don't have any.
Oh wait, is this where it comes up? Somebody named Lana Lulo in the chat said, "So why do you think you started having all these reaction channels in the first place?" Oh God. Oh Diva. I fear that's where it starts. I fear she's gonna blame me. I fear she's gonna blame me for why all of these reaction channels started. I just need to also be clear, just before she even gets to that she had a long history on the internet before I ever showed up. Or before she ever showed up in my DMs, I guess is what I should say. But she was seeking out girl world attention. And I don't think any of us here at this point, I don't think I have to reiterate myself at this point. I think we all know that this is what she had wanted at some point. Not to say she might not have changed her mind now that she got it, but she wanted to be a part of this. She made Chantal and Amberlynn content herself on her own channel. She DM'd with Amberlynn. She was besties with Amberlynn at one point to the extent that she defended Amberlynn saying some transphobic bullshit. She was in my DMs. Like, and I also should also say, I know for a fact, and I'm not about to put anybody else's tea on blast, but after I started making videos about her weird parasocial behavior with me, there were other creators that DM'd me and were like, wow, I had similar, very similar experiences with Rosie, but I just cut it off a lot quicker than you did, which is probably smart on their end. Probably smart on their end. But yeah, please, Rosie.
So why do you think you started having all these reaction channels in the first place?
Say it. Say it.
It's a mixed bag.
Say it.
It is partially because I used to be involved in Raw World.
Okay. All right. Okay. More self-awareness than I was expecting her to give.
A different way. And then I stopped losing weight. And the narratives flipped.
I don't know that it had anything to do with you losing weight. Or not losing weight. I don't think it had anything to do with that. In fact, I talk so little of all the girls, I talk so little about Rosie's weight because she doesn't really talk about it in content anymore, like at all. Period. You know, Chantal's over on her channel talking about taking Ozempic and constantly eating food and things like that. And Amber Lynn still brings it up or was bringing it up occasionally on the LCU stuff. But Rosie, I mean, she does show herself eating, and I talk about her eating in the context of like her history with the feeder community and her history in terms of her saying like she never wanted to make feeder adjacent content on her YouTube channel. But girl, I don't care if you are like what weight you are, diva. In fact, you rarely talk about it, so I don't talk about it that often.
And also 2025 was just a bad year for me.
Oh yeah. 2025 was?
It was late.
That wasn't when she was texting me. She was DMing me in, oh gosh, I don't even know if I can go look it up now since she has me blocked on Instagram, but I think she was messaging me in all the way up until 2024 because I think she was. I don't know if I can go look it up now. But 2025 wasn't when we were messaging, because 2025 was a bad year for me as well, if we're being honest.
In 2025, when a specific reactor picked me up in a more consistent manner and started, and I used to talk about him sometimes.
Uh-huh.
I haven't watched him in many months. I have no idea what he's up to.
Sure. Sure, you have no idea what I'm up to, I'm sure.
When that happened, more people besides just the small group of people who had been kind of harassing me from the beginning, the ones who've been like, because the person who's like been stalking me and shit, like he's been reacting to me since like actually before day zero. I think he was aware of me right before the YouTube journey started. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, because in the beginning I just ignored him for like a year before it got like 7 months or something before, because like that was around that point. That's when he was like inciting me to unalive myself through his community tab posts, and not the person who started ratting me in October, the stalker guy.
Yeah, this is why just say my name. Honestly, just say my name, because you're gonna get some shit all kinds of confused for people. And what I don't need is people coming and spinning narratives because you can't get your words together, Rosie, because you know I didn't do none of that shit. So thank you for clarifying. But maybe at this point just say Zachary Michael, because everybody knows who you're talking about anyways. Let's be very serious at this point.
He was making very violent threats and stuff. I mean, he's no longer allowed on YouTube because of how violent he is. And then that person and other reactors kind of got more wind of me, and then those people who've been harassing me and like stalking my every move for a long time latched onto those creators when those creators didn't know all the back history. No one would believe me.
Okay, well, first of all, you're saying these people latched on to me? To me? Cam does not like me. I try not to give him attention like you do, but he does not like me, and a quick perusal of his social media will tell you as such. He's a weirdo. Stop trying to act like he has anything to do with me, Diva. He does not. Stop. Full stop. Stop saying it.
I'm not talking about that person. Not talking about the one with the dog.
Not talking about the one with the dog? About me? Girl, this is why if you're gonna talk about all of us, just start using names. The one with the dog, me? I mean, I'm not the only reaction channel that has a dog, surely. But I know when it comes to her. Also, just for the record, she deleted whatever chat response that was to, so I don't know what they were asking or talking about. But yeah, this is why it's so hard.
I've already apologized.
Oh, it must be me. She apologized for spreading false narratives, by the way. She did attempt to apologize for spreading false narratives about my dog. She didn't really apologize for anything else that she did. She didn't really apologize about I won't use the word stalking. I think it just came to my mind because that's a word she's been using a lot in this live stream. But she certainly was trying to play Reddit detective with other people on Reddit to find out who my ex might be dating, and she was commenting on it. In fact, she has several histories. I don't even think I've shared all of the posts that I've seen from her, where she's on Reddit talking about me, talking about my ex who is no longer part of Girl World, talking about a person that she and others were speculating might be dating my ex. She's crazy. She's crazy. She ain't never apologized for any of that. And I have also mentioned that it's that same speculation that she's participated in that's led to people saying that I'm stealing trazodone. Well, a lot of people can't even get the story straight. A lot of people are saying I'm stealing gabapentin from Poe, but Poe isn't even prescribed gabapentin. But it's led to people saying that I'm stealing gabapentin from Poe because I have a substance abuse problem. People are saying that I still drink alcohol, which I haven't had a drop in about 2.5 years at this point. And it also has led to those same groups of people speculating that I abused my ex. So this is where your stories and speculations are getting out of control, Rosie. This is where your participation and that speculation is a problem. I just sit over here and watch your videos. I don't go to subreddits about you. I see some occasional chatter on Twitter, but I mostly form my opinions from the things that I watch on your channel, Diva.
But also, he's still the one obsessively talking about me, and I haven't acknowledged I haven't acknowledged their existence.
So she is talking about me because now she's all of a sudden decided she wants to use they them pronouns, which is pretty standard. And listen, I am not offended when people use he him for me. These days I do kind of lean towards they them more, but I know that for a lot of people I present as he him, and I've responded to he him forever. But this is classic Rosie, where she starts realizing she's only used he him to talk about me, and so she starts to use they them. It's really that part of her brain that doesn't actually see me as a non-binary person, and so she has to remind herself, which is fine. Like I said, I'll respond to he, him, but I've just experienced this with Rosie before when she's trying to vague talk about me on the internet.
In many months. And
I also want to say she just said that I'm still the one that obsessively talks about her, but also just moments ago she said she doesn't know what I'm up to. She doesn't have a clue what I'm up to these days. She hasn't watched me in a long time, but I apparently also still obsessively talk about her. I mean, I do post a lot of videos about her still. Like, she's not wrong. I'm just pointing out the contradiction in what she just said.
Said their name since whenever I made that apology, actually, on Patreon. And
yeah, also made the apology on Patreon. Didn't even. Well, I think she did end up posting it publicly for everybody since it was an apology to me and Pulpy Syntax. But initially it was only available for her Patreon subscribers.
Yeah. I'm done, and I distance myself, and they're the ones still perpetrating the parasocial narrative that's 2 years old.
Perpetrating? Is that what she said, by the way? Perpetrating? Perpetrating, I don't think is the word she wanted. Did she say perpetrating?
Yeah. I'm done, and I distance myself, and they're the ones still perpetrating the...
I think she meant perpetuating. Those words they do sound pretty similar. I'm not necessarily perpetuating it, but I do think you're very parasocial with people still. I mean, you have a whole relationship with a man that started out parasocially. You have a whole relationship that only started with this man because he saw you on a podcast. But also, I think, like, you have distanced yourself. You're obviously not still DMing me. You've blocked me, etc. So I don't think you're parasocial with me in the same way. But I definitely see ways that you are with other people. For sure. I think there's more things to be discussed now outside of your parasocial weirdo behavior. But here we are. Also, this, like, it was 2 years ago. Well, first of all, you've never apologized for your weirdo parasocial behavior. In fact, you've only just changed your narrative about it over time. So, in fact, like, I think just recently I was addressing you saying that you were in psychosis or something during that time. I literally remember because I took the time to pull other clips of you talking about your experience with DMing with me and the explanations and reasons you gave for it at the time. So yeah, I'm still going to talk about it, which also, by the way, she says I'm still perpetuating it, but again, remember, she told you she doesn't know what I'm up to over here. She hasn't acknowledged me in months. But all that to say is, like, I don't know, like, I'm gonna still reference it if you bring it up in a video and you say you are experiencing psychosis.
Parasocial narrative that's 2 years old.
And 2 years is not that long ago, by the way, just for the record. And just for the record. And initially when she talked about this, she talked about it like it was years ago. Like, she would be like, I don't know why Zach keeps bringing this up. It was so long ago. And now she's like, it was 2 years ago. Yeah, and you haven't really changed a whole lot, Diva.
And doesn't take into account the personal growth that I've done.
Where?
At all.
And what growth is that?
They're the ones still making money off my name. And they're the ones still talking about me. And I'm not talking about them anymore.
Except right now in this moment.
So I wasn't talking about them, to be clear. I was talking about another reactor. And,
well, if you would just name names, maybe people wouldn't be so fucking confused, Rosie.
He's the streamer that I used to watch a lot. And, like I said, I don't watch any of that anymore.
None of it. But she knows I'm still obsessed.
I'm better for it.
You are.
No, Jesse. What have you done to grow since then? I've completely changed how I interact with people on the internet.
Have you?
When it comes to...
Have you? Because you were in the comments section and DMs of Gabe from TikTok. Have you?
that reactor. He's name blocked, so I guess I'll just say it this one time because it's getting a little complicated.
He's named. I did tell her. I did give her advice once upon a time of like, just block my name if you don't want people to bring me up in chat.
When it comes to ZM, I think that they're desperate for me to have a moment like this, to talk about them, to give them...
Girl, I ain't desperate for shit. I ain't desperate for shit. You know what I am doing great in life? If you stopped posting, and mind you, a few months ago you did stop posting. You stopped posting for a long time because you were demonetized, you weren't really posting any updates. I found other stuff to talk about. I'm not desperate for shit. Had you not talked about me today, I would have found something else to talk about. Like, I just need you to be clear. She acts like my paycheck's dependent on her. My paycheck is no more dependent on her than it is exclusively dependent on Chantal, as it is exclusively dependent on Amber Lynn, as it is exclusively dependent on FFG. I don't know, I have my channel pulled up over here. I was just looking at people on thumbnails. I mean, if I proved anything, it's that I can drop Amber Lynn at any given time and not talk about her and be just fine financially. When it comes to my bills, they are paid. Okay, Amy Slayton in the house. I pay my bills are paid, okay? I would never sit over here and beg for Rosie to mention me. In fact, that sounds like projection of her formally in my DMs saying I would be great to talk to. If you want to see somebody who's amazing, who actually wants to succeed, unlike Amber Lynn Reed, like, come interview me, come talk to me. I'd love to make content that was reaction worthy. The fact that you enjoy my content means I'm doing something right. Those are all things. Paraphrased probably, because I haven't read those DMs in a while. But those are some paraphrased quotes directly from Rosie. So, honey, ain't nobody over here desperate. And do I find it funny? Am I amused? Am I chuckling? Am I having a hee-hee-ha-ha? Well, yes.
In to further perpetrate the parasocial narratives. And I think that they're desperate for that. And I think that...
I'm not desperate. That's really, so funny.
Lean in on me in a way that's very bizarre and weird, given the fact that experience from him once being my favorite YouTuber.
Oh, so now we're back to using him. Okay. All right. Okay.
Whatever the fuck has happened since, was really mean-spirited.
Oh, mean-spirited? Mean-spirited? Girl, you were out here telling the internet that I abused and neglected my dog, girl. What? Mean-spirited? I had to just be honest with people about how obsessed with me in the DMs you were. Mean-spirited? You wanted me to react to you. You literally sent me messages asking for it. There is actually footage of you reacting to you making some air fryer hot dog chips on Twitch. And you were thrilled. You were giddy. In what world is this mean-spirited, diva?
Exploitative of the fact that during the time when I was talking to him like that, I was actually actively in psychosis. And
girl, shut the fuck up. You were actively in psychosis? Just to be clear, this is, I already mentioned this, because I did just address this recently in a video. The psychosis narrative is new. That is a new narrative that she has said about the time when she was DMing me, and that's wild. That's wild. You were actively in psychosis, DMing me? I'm sorry, I just don't believe it, diva. And even if you were, to say that I was taking advantage of you being in psychosis during that time, if you were really in psychosis during that time, which I don't believe, because like I said, this is a new narrative, But if you were actively in psychosis at that time, how was I supposed to know? How was I supposed to know? And as a reminder, I'll make sure to link the original video where I shared the DMs. You can go and look, like, are the messages from her, like, overly parasocial, overly friendly, overly, like, her oversharing, her doing all of this? Yes. Is it something when you read them that you're reading them and thinking, this is a girly who's going through psychosis? No. Not in my opinion. I mean, I'm not a mental health professional, so who am I to say? You know, like, fuck if I know. But I'm just saying.
Struggling with my mental health, and I was very parasocial, and I did overshare.
Okay.
And I did say shit that I would never have said in my right mind, and I do believe that when all of that went down, I wanted to say that so badly, but I knew I wouldn't be believed, and I'd just get made fun of.
Oh, so now that's the narrative. She talked about this many times. Many times. I also, the last time I brought this up, there were so many people that, and again, I don't know if these people in my comment section are mental health care professionals, know anything about mental health. They could all be lying about their own personal experiences, etc. But there were many people who shared, were vulnerable, shared their own experiences with psychosis, talked about how when they've experienced real psychosis, that's not something that you, like, really remember a lot about. Like, you don't remember what was happening during that time, what was going on during that time. Rosie has talked at length about the messages that she's sent back and forth with me. She has been able to talk extensively. She defended herself in the past and said, you know, like, I was sharing tea with Zach. I was sharing tea. I was telling Zach tea about Tammy Slayton's late husband. Stuff that Caleb was sharing on Facebook. I thought we were kikiing. I thought we were having a good time. And now apparently that whole time she was DMing me, she was experiencing psychosis. Experiencing something.
So I let it go, and I was embarrassed because I thought we had a friendly dynamic in the sense that we were not friends,
and
but
we didn't.
We did talk, and I did gossip with him about
again, go back and look at the video. I'm not gonna go pull every single receipt again because it's all out there. I've already done this 1,200 times. But even the times when she was sending me stuff about Caleb, I said, I'm not going to use this for a video. I don't need this. You don't have to send this to me. At different points, I just straight up didn't respond to her. I straight up didn't respond to her. And listen, I get not everybody gets social cues and text and tone and things like that. Fair enough. But to still be sitting here saying all of this, we had a friendly rapport. We were gossiping with each other. Girl, it was one-sided, and that's why I say you're parasocial. You had this vision that we were friends. It was one-sided. You were the only one thinking that. And maybe there's somewhere in there, you know, at different points I have said, like, maybe I should have just been firmer. In fact, I am firmer with people these days. I have way stricter boundaries. I don't even use the word bestie anymore. I don't DM with people, period, really, at all, unless they're, like, another content creator that I've, like, met or talked to. I'm not trying to make any friends on the internet like that. This is just goofy. This is just goofy bananas. She is so goofy bananas.
Like 1,000-pound sister stuff and like in the DMs and everything. And I socially misread the situation, and that was embarrassing. But then he turned around. And
it's also funny that she only wants to bring up how she was sharing 1,000-pound sisters gossip with me and not all of the several requests that she made. I really am gonna just link this. So if you haven't watched this video about her being a parasocial weirdo from me yet, it is mandatory viewing. because she is totally misrepresenting what's going on here. Not bringing up any of the like requests for me to react to Planet with a Palette, her friend Rain, who she was trying to help get out of sex work. Well, I don't even think they're friends anymore, to be honest with you. But she's not bringing up that. She's not bringing up saying that I could interview her for my channel. She's not bringing up asking me for YouTube advice. She's not bringing up any of those things. She's just bringing up, hey, I was sending him tea. I was sending him gossip.
Around and made it into a whole expose and completely just shifted into a way to turn me into another topic on their channel. And in that time, I do not interact with people the same way. I'm very careful about who I reach out to and how or why or if I do at all. I don't even engage with creators in the same way.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Gabe just had to block you on TikTok. What do you mean?
Because I'm so set on not experiencing something like that again. Because it was really mean for someone to have he has such a bigger following than me.
She is so irritating. Cause this is I'm sorry if I sound like a fucking broken record over here, but she wants to sit here and talk about power dynamics and having a bigger following. Yes, on YouTube I had a bigger following. I have always said from day one that the reason I even accepted a DM from her is because I saw, like, in my Instagram, I don't know if this is just for, like, creators or if this is how it works for everybody, but my Instagram, like, requests are organized by how many followers people have. So she popped up at the top of my requests, and I saw that she had like 80,000 followers on Instagram at the time. For context, I think currently I'm sitting at like 22,000, something like that, okay? So she had a following already that existed before me. And in the context of how I came to know her, how I came to find out who she was, she had way more than me. Like, this like, poor me. Zach was abusing a power dynamic. Zach was abusing all of these followers that they had that I didn't have. Please be so fucking for serious. Please be serious. Please be so serious.
And the power dynamics that were at play were never properly acknowledged, and it was cruel and it was unfair. And I'm not going to sit there.
You're so full of it.
And keep pretending that that's not the case.
You're so full of it. You're so absolutely full of it, Rosie. Please be so serious.
And I don't want to talk about them. I don't want people coming into my chat and making it all about the dog thing that I did apologize for, that I did feel bad about, that I never did those recaps to begin with, that people still believe was me. And at this point, I fucking own it if it was me. And
well, you might not, even if you didn't do the recaps, there's plenty of other bullshit you had to say about me on the internet that you've never taken accountability for. And I do know it was you because you confirmed that Reddit account was you. So we can start there if you want, Rosie. If you really want to do that, I'm still gonna watch you either way. Just to be clear.
I owned it every other time it was me with other people. But I never cared enough to watch those streams enough to be able to recap them.
It's also not true. She also hasn't acknowledged where I caught her big in my live stream for a total of like 40 minutes. 40 minutes at least. At least that's the time that I can verify that she was present for my live stream. And the one where I caught her watching.
And because of who I am on the internet and how I'm viewed, no one gives a shit. about my perspective of it.
People don't give a shit about your perspective of this because they can see through the bullshit. because they've watched my video and they understand just how nonsensical you sound right now.
And ultimately, I want to move on, and I would love it if they never discussed me again, so people would stop talking to me about them.
Tough.
They have been name blocked on my channel for many months now, and people still find ways of getting around it and still bringing it up and still talking about it. And I want nothing to do with it. I want no part in it.
Listen, nobody needs to go harass Rosie on my behalf, even if that harassment is like just in her chat. Y'all don't have to do that on my behalf. I'm not desperate for her to talk about me. I'm more than happy just sitting here watching her be uncomfortably cringe with Remy. Like, that stuff really does it for me. I don't need all of this. I don't want to keep reliving this nonsense. I have not talked about it in depth outside of any times that she's brought it up. And yet we're sitting here because she's out here revising history about what happened, saying she was in psychosis. Girl, please.
And, yeah. So, for me, the way I've moved on and grown is I don't engage in that hyper parasocial behavior. I mean, as a creator, I feel there's aspects about all of it that is somewhat parasocial. I think that's unavoidable. But the oversharing is something I've worked a lot on.
Yeah, and you've done such a great job. You've done such a great job on the oversharing. You certainly haven't overshared in the past month, 2 months, 3 months. You've certainly made a lot of improvements.
Not share. I think that's even noticeable in the content.
It's not. And that was sarcasm earlier.
A lot. And I think the only way that'll be believed is if I just continue the course that I'm on. And, yeah.
Is that it? Is that all? Are we good, Rosie? Can we end it there?
Yeah, I don't want to get emotional. He was my favorite YouTuber at one point. And when that expose video hit, like, it sucked.
Just to be clear, also, because she wants to talk about this expose video, the one where I called her out for being parasocial and weird, she was already upset with me before that, this is also revisionist history, because the first thing she was upset with me about, the first thing that she stopped fucking with me over was because it was during Amber Lynn's experience with Erica Valentine and Erica's wife, and Erica's wife had sent me DMs trying to tell me that Erica was cheating on her with Amber Lynn. And I, in a video, said, I'm so tired of people DMing me stuff they don't want me to talk about with people, that they don't want me to talk about on my channel. I was like, I can no longer be y'all's secret keeper. And at that time, as an example, I said, I got this girl Rosie in my DMs showing me screenshots of messages she's sending to Amber Lynn and asking me not to talk about it, and then changing her mind when she decides she's not going to make a video about it and telling me I can talk about it. So that was, first of all, and then Rosie was upset because I talked about it in a video. So that was the first time, and that wasn't even an expose video about Rosie. This is what is really frying my fucking brain right now. This is what's frying me, is that this is all so goofy bananas! She's out here, he was my favorite YouTuber and he hurt me. He made an expose video about me. He hurt me. Girl, you were already upset with me before that. You were already talking shit about me before that. I have DMs and receipts from people who said that you were going on members only live streams where I couldn't access it because I was not a member of your channel, talking shit about me and then deleting the members only live streams before they got leaked to other people because you didn't want me to hear about you talking shit about me. That all happened before I made any kind of expose video about you being weird and parasocial. You sat for months before I made that video talking shit about me on Reddit. Saying that I neglected my dog. Saying all this stuff about my ex. Talking about who you thought my ex was dating. Talking shit about me. You're really out here trying to act like you did nothing in this situation, and you did plenty. You did absolutely plenty. And again, I will link that video because we don't really have to rehash every single detail about it. But if you have not watched it, absolutely mandatory viewing before you want to believe any of this nonsense that she's spouting out right now. Crying because your favorite YouTuber called you out for your weirdo behavior? Yeah, I gotta protect myself. You're weird. You're weirdly. You're a weirdo, Rosie.
I think he's such a nasty person, and he hides behind his superiority complex. And I think he's so much faker.
You don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me. You can't say that I'm a fake person because you don't know me. We don't have that kind of relationship. I've never met you in person. You don't know me. Oh, she's got me heated.
One realizes. And I saw that for myself whenever that happened. A year ago, 2 years ago, I don't know. And I kept a lot to myself about it because I was also hurt. I was also in a bad state at the time, and I hadn't had the introspective stuff I've been doing the past 6-ish months since December. 5-6 months.
December is the timestamp for when you've started getting better. Good to know. Because I wasn't sure. It was unclear to me.
At the end of the day, he was my favorite YouTuber, and he completely flipped on me on a dime and didn't show the fact that I profusely apologized whenever I said that was so offensive to him. He didn't show that.
I also didn't say it was offensive. I just said don't do it. I just said stop DMing me stuff you don't want me to share. I didn't say it was offensive. I just said I don't want you to message me anymore. I was setting boundaries, diva.
And he twisted the narrative so deeply and then just fully exposed my very, stuff that, is embarrassing. And it happened during the most recent time I experienced psychosis in 2023. And I didn't want to talk about it at the time because it was still too raw. I actually just recently found some old videos of me from when I got out of the mental hospital. It was in May of 2023. It was around that time. I don't know exactly the dates because, I had gotten out of the hospital and I thought I was better. And I was watching it back and I was like, holy shit, my speech pattern was still weird. I was still acting fucking cringy and weird and crazy because
when you act cringy on a daily basis, girl, how am I supposed to know? For real.
Was still coming out of psychosis. I just want to be left alone, guys. When it comes to Zachary Michael, I want to be left alone. And
the fact also, by the way, that this started with her talking about an actual fucking weirdo who does weird ass shit to her. And I'm just sitting over here having a hee ha ha about her dancing in her fucking kitchen or Remy's kitchen with him. Just wild. Just actually wild.
I've apologized. I still have my frustrations, and he still makes so much money making fun of me and other morbidly obese women on the internet. And I don't talk about him. And I'm still the parasocial weirdo. And it's unfair.
I also I think we all know this, but I have several more critiques at this point than just her being a parasocial weirdo, just for the record.
I probably said way too much.
For sure you did.
Anyway.
You sound ridiculous.
But it's just frustrating. I'm just frustrated. I just want to live my life.
You live it then, diva. You sit there in your rolly chair in your kitchen and you cook all the food you want and you wax poetic about how much you love Remy and stop thinking about me. Like, live your life. It's such a fun, interesting life you're living. Like, go for it. Who am I to stop you?
Because all of that, by the way, happened before the dog thing. And the dog thing I did out of anger. And I did react to what was on Reddit, and I did defer to that.
To be clear, she's acting like she wasn't on Reddit talking about these things for a long time. And she may be correct that I might have made this video before she came out with, like, publicly on a live stream about my dog. But she certainly was on Reddit before all of that. And I do have documentation of that.
It was fact. And I didn't see it from my own eyes, and I do feel bad about that. And I did apologize for that, and I would bet money he never acknowledged that apology.
That's not true. That's not true. You can go look. I'm looking right now, 3 months ago. The video on my channel is called Quirky Love Rosie Apologizes to Me in Pulpy Syntax. I acknowledged it, reacted to it, it's there. It's there. She's just so committed to being a victim and claiming she doesn't watch my stuff, but then watching my stuff and then claiming she doesn't. She doesn't know what I'm doing. She doesn't know if I acknowledged it or not. Of course she's not going to acknowledge that I acknowledged her apology right now because that doesn't fit the narrative that she's a victim.
I wouldn't know. I don't watch him. But I bet money that was never acknowledged.
Well,
it doesn't fit the narrative.
You would be out some money, diva. You would be out some money. How much you want to bet? Can we go and actually bet on this?
So.
She's so dramatic.
I'm gonna go.
Okay, good.
I'm talking way too much.
You sure are.
I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
God, I need a new air fryer. Okay, I'm actually so hot in this hoodie with these lights on, so I think I've said enough. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. But thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, if you're brand new here, consider subscribing down below and follow me on all my social media and leave me a comment and hit like and click share and all of that stuff. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!